Hello and welcome to this somewhat stormy mid-Michigan on this Thursday, June 22nd. And we've got morning storms that's going to be moving through the central and northern parts of the area. And again, there's also some isolated thunderstorms across southeast lower Michigan. So for the day, it looks like we have a chance for some strong to possibly severe thunderstorms later on. But until then, for the morning, we get just normal thunderstorms. We don't see anything severe. But these storms this morning could produce a lot of heavy rain, frequent lightning, so do be on the lookout, especially across northern areas. And then we'll have some heat develop this afternoon with highs in the low 80s in the far northern areas up to the upper 80s to maybe even a 90-degree temperature across far southeast lower Michigan. Again, very warm, sticky day, and then that'll set the stage as a cold front begins to move towards the area tonight. We could see some strong to severe storms. So don't be surprised if later on today you see severe thunderstorm watches issued for parts of central and southern lower Michigan. If we look at the next shot, you can see some of the wheat. This picture is not like some of the fields I had yesterday, but wheat is definitely turning in the area. And you can see in the background we had some pretty nasty looking clouds out there this morning. These storms looks like they were heading towards the north. And then next Thursday, a week from today, I'll be putting on a short weather update as we get into the wheat harvest. Also, there'll be speakers Martin Nagelkirk from the MSU Extension, Chris Betts with the market update, Rosemary Gallagher from the FSA in Sanilac County, and Jody Pollock Newsom from the Michigan Wheat Program. And if we look at some of the growing degree days, you can see we're adding them up pretty good. The usual suspects in the leaderboard there, Blissfield, Jasper, and Lansing. And again, you can see some of the spots where it takes a little longer to get some of those growing degree days accumulated closer to the Great Lakes. And you can see in the graphical format how we've so far progressed through the growing season. And if we look at the next slide, you can see this is a pretty nasty clouds right outside my window here about 7:10 this morning. And if we look at the temperatures and conditions around the area this morning, again, temperatures mainly low to mid 60s, so about 8 to 10 degrees warmer this morning than it was yesterday morning in those thunderstorms across the northern areas. And you can see that on radar as those storms just to the north of our office right here at Ransom Road. So no doubt portions of Isabella, Midland County is getting socked with some pretty heavy rains this morning. Some of those areas do not need the rain, and also a pretty good thunderstorm developed across southeast lower Michigan at this time. And more storms off to the west will be moving into the area this morning. Then we should see a break, and then the real action will begin later on this afternoon into tonight. And if we look at the weather map this morning, you can see the area touching out some of these strong to severe storms is the warm front that's sliding to the north. And again, out ahead of it, to the north of it, and in the triple point there, you can see a lot of heavy rain as well as the severe weather. And by tomorrow, as that system moves off to the east, a large area of heavy rain also associated with what's left over of post-tropical storm Cindy. And again, that'll bring a lot of heavy rain to the deep south and up into the Ohio and Tennessee valleys as well. And then by Saturday, we'll have another cold front that'll be moving through the area. And again, actually, that should have been a different slide, but oh well, this cold front will move off to the east, and we'll get into a much cooler and drier air mass, although with that cold air up aloft for later in the weekend into early next week, we could see afternoon thunderstorms develop, instability storms, as we get surface heating with that cool pocket of air as we have a trough that'll set up over the Great Lakes. And again, we expect cool conditions with mainly 70s by day, 50s by night for much of next week. But then I think as we get in towards next weekend, I think we begin to warm things up quite a bit, and we may turn hot as we go into the first week of July. As far as precipitation across the area over the next 72 hours, you can see, in fact, the next 7 days, most of the precipitation is going to occur here over the next 48 to 72 hours. And again, much of southern lower Michigan up to around a ½ inch or more, up to around an inch in central Michigan, in some areas well over 2 inches once you get up in north central and northern lower Michigan. So a fair amount of rain and some strong storms later on today, so keep an eye to the sky and tuned into your local weather radio for later information. You can see the severe thunderstorm outlook for today, all of the area under a marginal risk and a slight risk for west central and central lower Michigan as it looks right now. And again, don't be surprised to see weather watches issued later on this afternoon or this evening. And for the forecast, you can see we have that chance of severe storms later on today. We'll have highs around the low 80s in the north, upper 80s to the south. And for the weekend, again, after some morning thunderstorms Friday, we'll see things dry out with the exception of those scattered afternoon instability thunderstorms right on through early next week with temperatures, again, in the 70s by day and in the 50s by night. Thanks for stopping by and have yourself a great day, and 73s to all.